The first episode in the exciting adventure series,
The Soul of Detroit,
was the gun-toting
ML Elric,
who roamed the length and breadth of the old Indian territory. Friend and physician to white man and Indian alike, a symbol of justice and mercy in the lawless
city of Detroit.
This legendary figure was known to all as
The Soul of Detroit.
You asked it around, get your finger out of my shoe. It's gone.
What are you doing? What are you doing? Come on.
That is not paid for by them. That is paid for by the people of Detroit.
You might be qualified, ML.
I'm not qualified for this job.
Let me tell you something. You want to go right now? Okay? You want to go right now?
Hey, kids, it's your old pal, ML Elric, and we are getting off today on a kind of a tough start. I was looking forward to coming here to Red Shovel headquarters, and I had a flat tire, so we had to fix that, and then I was still feeling pretty upbeat. Then I realized that the University of Michigan won the NCAA Big Ten hockey championships. That kind of made me sad. Number one seed in the tournament, so congratulations. That was kind of
wow.
depressing.
You know, that right there says so much about you.
Then I realized that Dusty Pay is probably more than likely to win the national championship in NCAA college basketball. So I'm feeling very depressed.
What a great Spartan fan that takes all their joy and angst from what Michigan does. How about the fact that the Spartans are the 3 seed in the hockey tournament and that the basketball team is rolling as well?
Because
that doesn't make you happy. Only when Michigan has problems, that's when you get happy.
I can't rule out that
That's ridiculous.
Yexel Lendeborg let the air out of the tire of my car. I can't rule it out. He was not seen there, but he wasn't seen anywhere else as far as I know at that hour.
Why don't you pay attention to your own team? Right, Shawn?
Tell people who Lendeborg is, please.
He's a mercenary. I don't know. He just got here
What do you mean?
9 months ago.
He plays basketball for the University of Michigan.
Yeah, probably the
I'm
Naismith
sorry.
Player of the Year, maybe?
I thought he was with the UAB or wherever that was,
Yeah.
or some other place or whatever. But yeah, so it's been a weird start to the day. That voice you heard was Sean Windsor piping in. That's always good. He's
Yeah,
it's like
I'm here.
a depth charge.
I had energy for one time, and now I'm back to my normal self.
Yeah, that's it. It's
I know, the lack of energy.
It's good to see him back to normal.
Because the work is getting back to normal, and
Oh.
I filed my column at 3 a.m. last night.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's probably not so smart to do.
I finished my taxes at 3 a.m. last night, or at least finished them in time to give them to the accountant. So we were both feeling a little gassed,
feeling a little bit. Yeah.
And Mark was
No, I just woke up at 4.
to pee.
Really haven't been back to sleep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, you woke up to pee, right?
I'm sure I did pee, yeah. I don't know if that's why I woke up.
Gotcha.
Are you concerned about my health?
No, it's just making
Okay.
me think because I recently got a card that allows you a card. To
You have one of those?
I got a couple of different cards, and it made me think because the TSA and when the news, and we're going to get to that in a minute, right? Are we going to talk about?
Sure, we can
stories
talk about whatever you want to talk about,
We're
Shawn.
talking about stories of the weird or something.
You're in charge today.
Yeah, because once I got my car rolling, I passed a truck that was covered in decals for Mellow Munchies, which around here would make you think it's like from a dispensary, but I think it's for LaMelo or Carmelo Ball or one of the Ball brothers who is selling some sort of...
LaMelo, so not like Mellow Yellow Munchies.
No, like Mellow Munchies. It was full of graphics of a guy slam dunking
Oh, so
a Cheeto or
M-E-L-O,
something.
not M-E-double-L-O-W.
No, that's what I mean. In Michigan, with all this weed, you think it's mellow, like, hey, man. But it's one of the Ball brothers who's selling some kind of shit. I thought they disappeared. Now I'm in this car with a uncertain tire passing.
Who disappeared? The Balls? LaMelo's really good.
Yeah, but isn't there LaMelo and then Two Mello and then Yo Mello and then...
There's Lonzo.
And then...
Yeah.
Oh,
And of
Lonzo.
course, the dad.
Okay. Yeah. So that was weird. But yes, Sean, we're talking about the news of the weird. A teacher in New Zealand who gets caught peeing on a student's hat. We got a guy who I believe has no arms or legs who tried to kill a guy or maybe did kill a guy. And then we have the hero of the men's Olympic team who says he wants his puck back, and then he says he doesn't want his puck back, but maybe, I mean, it's just been a weird week.
Mm-hmm. Because of 3 incidents out of 10 billion people.
Jerk.
Well,
What a total jerk you are.
You know, we could go with the topic you came up with this week, which is
I just told
Cyrus,
you.
take us
Wait,
out.
no, Weren't you?
Yeah,
wanna hear
I was
about
trying to
just
bring
told
it
you.
back to you. I was just trying to tease a little bit of what's going to be in the show.
before the
including
guy
a special offer so you can watch DCFC play the Flint City Bucks for
do you have
free.
ADD? Elric?
Nice.
No, I'm just trying to fill
serious
the
question.
gaps
Do you have
between Shawn
ADD?
saying I have something to say and then not saying anything.
But I didn't say anything to say. I was just the TSA's been in the news, right? And you're talking about peeing in the middle of the night, and it made me think of.
Your card, which you haven't talked about. I don't know.
But also a story that the people that gave me the car, I got 2 cards actually, and the folks that gave them to me, the fine medical folks, told me their own story. One of them told me their own story. I guess I didn't even think about this because I've never seen this, and I've flown a lot. But she was with her little boy. I don't remember how old she said he was at the time, and they were taxiing. So I think they had landed, and they were taxiing to the gate. And you know how the worst thing in the world to do at that point is to get up.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
You can't. They'll stop the damn plane and radio in, and the cops are waiting for you at the gate. Her little boy said, "I'm going to pee my pants if I don't." So she got up and went to the front of the plane to use the restroom, and they stopped the plane. And the flight attendant said, "You're going to have to return." And she said, "Hey, he was going to pee all over the seat. What's it going to be?"
Yeah.
So they let him go, and then they had to and make an announcement, and then the pilots had to call ahead to prepare to tell him. So
what was the announcement?
So
little Billy Sutherland just pissed himself, so we're going to be delayed.
but
Some kid just got up to urinate over.
exactly. I mean, it's interesting.
If you see Jimmy, please trip him.
You take that for granted, though. But the idea of how nervous planes are, you're doing 550 miles an hour at just 6-7 miles up, and you can get up and do whatever. Even a little turbulence, whatever. Now, if there's turbulence, you put your seatbelt on. But still, people are. But boy, if you're taxiing at
Can you make a point
10
in
miles
this
an
flight?
hour, right? You know what I mean? The federal government goes crazy. So.
But I just
So what is this card? I
was gonna say I don't know if a lot of people know about these cards. I found out about it not that long ago.
Is this a P card?
It's a
Well, I have
for
2 of them.
if you have Crohn's, I think you can get one.
no,
if you have IBS, you can get one.
yeah.
And I'm dying to know how that works in the real world because not everybody knows about it. So if you go to 7-Eleven and show your card, they have to let you use the bathroom.
Yeah, no, so they just gave it to me for traveling purposes. They gave me 2 of them. One to give to the TSA, because even though I'm pre-check, occasionally even in
search
pre-check,
you. Yeah.
you will
Now you're
get
P-check.
No, but here's the thing. Even in pre-check, occasionally you'll get sent through the body scanner, right? And what I have on my body right now wouldn't get picked up on an X-ray, but it would get picked up with the body scanner. And so it's a card saying, "Please don't pat me down, don't touch me."
Or you'll be sorry.
Yeah, right. So and it explains what is happening and so forth. So I got a card for the TSA, and then I got a card to give to the flight attendants when I got on the plane, saying that at any point I may need to use the restroom because it could be a public health hazard if I do not. And it actually says public health hazard on the
Cool. You're you're a walking
on
public
the
health
card.
hazard.
But then you got to be smart, right? Because you don't want to do that if the pilot said stay seated and says the flight attendants to stay seated because you're bouncing all over the skies. You don't necessarily want to get up, right? Then what are you weighing? Breaking your neck? If you guys read the occasional news story, right, about
that's
somebody
so
getting
rare.
hurt with turbulence.
I'd risk it.
Or if you tell them, I got so much PSI right here, I'm about to put a hole through the fuselage.
Yeah,
maybe
no,
they send you over. They're like,
so I figure
I'm about to go Goldfinger on this plane.
I figure, I got a card that'll let me get up at any time, but you got to be smart. You don't want to get up if you're struggling to walk down the aisle because you're bouncing all over the place. But yeah, I didn't know these cards existed until recently.
Are you going to abuse it? Can you just abuse it? Just get up at a weird.
Well, the first thing
you
I
have
have
a flight
to do,
coming up.
Here's
right?
another thing that I
Is this like a handicap parking permit where you're going to park in front of the store and run in there and be like, hey, he seems like I just like,
Wait,
I don't really have to pee, but I can.
More importantly, is it transferable?
Oh.
Does it have your name on it, or is it just this generic?
It does have my name on it, but
Could you use it to vote if the Save
but
Act
it's
passes?
not laminated, so I got to go get it laminated. That's another thing. Like, where the hell
Wait,
do
do
you
you
go
have
get
it?
laminated?
Can I see it?
I don't have one.
You don't have it.
I'm like,
Damn.
where the hell do you go to get something laminated these
You
days?
self-laminate it. You can buy that crap and self-laminate.
Oh,
things.
so you would know about that.
And I would think
Mike
there's
might
a
know about that.
little
Staples you can go to.
That was my only thought. Was Staples perhaps? But
Before
anyway.
you laminate it, can I scan it and change the name so I can use it?
Sure,
Is
you
that-
want- you want
Is
to-
that illegal? Is this?
a free poop and pee card? Is that what you?
Wow, that's
Hey, I think everybody.
And
what
then
if,
you want
what if
the-
it becomes wild?
you want the other
and
one too,
Everyone
not to get-
has one and starts using
Yeah,
them like crazy. Man.
You want the other one too, not to get patted down, right? Hey, if you get pulled over, hey, I got a card. You can't pat me down.
I bet you can find them online and just make them yourself. Right?
Yeah. You think if you hand one to ICE, they're gonna give a hoot?
Does it have a cute little rhyme on it, like "Thank you for the coffee and tea, but please step aside because I have to pee"? And then there's your name on it, and there's like a plane going into a urinal.
No.
Or is it just a doctor's note?
One has it says TSA and stuff, and the other one's like Urology of America, and some other organizations. This is and it clearly says public health hazard. I'm like, oh shit, I'm a public health hazard.
Biohazard.
Yeah, right.
Who will be playing later in room 7609. But no, so you have a PSA.
Is it called the
Card.
just
And
can't
poop.
wait card?
Yeah, right.
Oh,
Yeah.
it
really?
covers bowel movements too?
Well, yeah, considering that's probably the bigger public health issue, hazard.
Wow, there's I mean, if you want to really scam the system, you could just go online and print one of these out.
Well, another thing
Look at
too.
all of them.
Oh, is this what they look like? Yeah, see, just
what
can't
any of
wait.
them-
That's the one I like.
Right? Is that what it looks like?
I can't see.
Right there.
I can't see.
Look
Why are
on
you
your
making me
monitor.
scrain my neck?
The soulmates can see because for as little as $5
No,
a month,
they-
you can watch the show as
They
well
don't
as
look.
listen to it.
They don't look like that. Mine looks more official than that.
Oh, we'll spread out.
But
Oh, I like the purple one that says P, where the guy's got his legs spread out like he's. Why don't
Well,
they have him?
I think that's supposed to be a woman like wearing a dress.
Oh,
So let me ask you this: if your partner had a handicap sticker, would you use it if your partner wasn't in the car with you?
Totally.
Would
No.
you? I wouldn't either.
No.
because I'm actually in that situation, and
Yeah.
I'm not.
no, and I know
Well,
people.
wait a sec. It depends. Really, it depends on a few things.
Well, actually,
Well, would you fake the limp?
if he had
Would you- what would
depends,
you-
he wouldn't need
if,
the P
if
card.
you pulled up,
No, it's none of their business why I
if
have
you
it.
pulled
It's
up and got
they're
out
not
of the
just
car,
for people
would you
with
feel
limps.
any shame at all? Would you?
Oh, I'd
would
be
you
full
limp
of
on your
shame.
way into the store?
I'd be full of shame.
I actually did fake a limp recently. A friend of mine who had injured part of their body, they had a surgery, and they really had a mobility issue, pulled up to the front of this place and said, well, I got my tag. And I said, well, you're moving pretty good. They said, well, I still got my tag. And so we walked in, and I did drag my one foot a little bit because I'm like, that's all I need is somebody to come and say, hey, pal, you look pretty healthy. And in fact, that happened to me. Get the bell ready, Mark. During the end of the Kilpatrick trial, where there was this guy who came out and he had a piece of shit Toyota convertible. It had a ragtop roof. It was such a piece of shit that the roof was like all like electrical tape or duct tape, and he had a handicap plate on it, and he was parked in front of our live truck, and he couldn't get it started. He was beefing with the guys, and then he got out and he pushed it down the street. It was a stick, and he pushed it to get it rolling, and it started. And I'm like, wait a minute, you have a handicap plate here. You were able to push your car and get it started. And so I saw him the next day because he was there all the time. I said, like, hey, that didn't really seem like you have a disability here. And he's like, hey, don't tell me what I got. And he was clearly not right in the head. He ended up going to the station and ranting and raving at security and tried to get on the property because he wanted to come after me, and they had to deal with that. But I'm like, if you are able to push a car by yourself, you probably can park anywhere, I think.
Well, you don't know what his disability is.
So
Well,
you're
I
be-
think
so
I
you-
know what it was,
so you're
and
being
it
a-
was all head and
so
no
you're being
body.
so you've been a busybody.
No, I mean, this is somebody who's taking a spot that someone who really has a limitation.
Citizen cop.
So yes, if there's
Well, you
What
are
I-
allowed
you
to
asked the
make,
question, what I-
citizen arrest.
Handicap vigilante. That's you.
I think more seeker of justice.
Do you carry handcuffs?
I may have some zip ties in the car, but that may just be for the weekends, as far as you know.
What's that, Mark?
Well, you asked the question, would I use it? And I think it's very situation specific. Because I'm one of those weird people, like I hate That's one of my pet peeves.
Walking.
I hate no. I hate driving around looking for an open spot that's closest. Like that just drives me nuts. It's like the amount of time you waste doing that. Just park where there's a spot further out, like if you're at Meijer or Target or whatever, and just walk the fucking extra 30 yards, 40 yards.
Wait, Mark cussed. Ooh.
What? What's going on?
He's passionate.
What's happening?
But so my dad has a placard, right? He's handicapped. He needs one. And if we go to Lions games where you park, if you're handicapped, there are a million open spots.
Yeah.
A million open spots. So it's like, I feel bad using that there.
Well, if you're bringing your
If your
dad,
dad,
Well, he's
dad's
always with
you,
us. But I'm just saying,
Oh, well, if
would
your
I
dad's
feel
with-
bad if it was just me and like my brother?
you better.
Yeah, but I mean,
I guess I would feel bad.
you also, I don't think you have to pay if you're handicapped.
Okay, I do feel a little bit bad because as soon as the nurses walked into the room with me the other day and gave me the cards, I thought, oh, I can give this to Mike as soon as room 7609 is about to start and get out. Right?
no, we let you.
I can gotta go pee.
You're excused to use.
But
the
now I got an
facilities.
official. Now I got an official. This is great. I was thinking, anytime the pod starts to veer in a certain direction, I can just flash the card.
Yeah, as opposed to talking about
That's
tripping out
awesome.
in Texas 40 years ago,
That's
like you
awesome,
normally do.
Isn't that awesome?
You're such a rule follower, Shawn. That's one of the things I appreciate. First of all, preparation, number one. Second of all, adherence to the plan. Third of all, deferring to authority. Those are the things you're known for.
No,
Now,
yeah,
can you use that
I
card?
don't-
Let's say you're in a situation.
I am an authoritarian.
let's say you're in a
preparation.
What? Huh?
What preparation?
Who?
I thought about this. I thought about talking about this all morning, and I knew we were going to talk about this. And when you asked what in the pre-show what we're going to talk about, I'm like, no, I want to surprise you.
keep everything close to the vest.
Exactly. I wanted to surprise you. I knew we
I
were
mean,
going to
you
have a
could say
fun
you-
show,
could say you have
but you
something.
didn't. But I wanted to surprise you.
I just want you to hold up a card that says I'm gonna take over the show. You need to have one of those.
I'm
We
not
can-
taking over the show. What's that, Mark?
Can you use that card? Like, say you're out and about. Say you're at the Ann Arbor Art Fair and you're walking by a business that has restaurants or restrooms for customers only. Will that card work? You go, hey, I have an emergency.
That's great. What about if I'm on
Is
a
that
long?
no? I mean, can you do that? Is that an ADA thing? Is that because
I'll
they
have
do
to-
have
I'll have to
they do
look
have
that
those
up.
cards for people that have Crohn's or IBS that
Yeah,
use
no.
the bathroom because it's an emergency.
I will. I'll have to look all that up. What about if I'm in a line and I want to say,
Cut
hey,
the line?
I want to cut. Hey, I need to get out of here because I got to use the restroom. I'm going to flash my card. Sorry, all the way up. Wouldn't that be great?
Pissed people would be, but it's better than just doing it,
Yeah.
I suppose.
Well, it's better than saying I'm about to make it rain, and I'm not like what was his name, Choo Choo Hawkins, who was the guy in the strip club in Atlanta, the football player, who made it rain and got in trouble.
You're not thinking of
He threw all the money up in the air.
I can't remember.
Maybe it's a dated
Are you
reference.
talking about Pac-Man Jones?
Pac-Man Jones, yes.
Oh, there you
could-
go.
Who the fuck
you
is
could-
Choo Choo Hawkins?
I don't know, Pac-Man Jones, Choo Choo Hawkins. It's his cousin. I don't know, but I mean, you'd say I'm about to make it rain, and not like Pac-Man Jones.
Like he's the only athlete that's
So
made it
use
rain.
an outdated reference.
well, it was
and
it
a
was-
made-up one.
Yeah.
It was a fairly
It
was a fairly well-known
You know what the worst part about it is, Sean?
pop
is that
culture reference
I
for
knew
a
what he
minute.
was talking about.
No, it's okay. Well, you could say maybe R. Kelly, right, or something like
Yes.
that.
Oh,
That's-
there you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, okay. Except, no. You are about to make it rain like R. Kelly. I'm saying the Pac-Man Jones making it rain where I'm throwing money everywhere.
Different
People
one.
might be like, I'd like to stick around and get hit by some of that rain because it's currency. Whereas you're like, I'm about to go R. Kelly on your ass and every 13-year-old girl runs for the hills.
What about? But I keep thinking about what Mark said earlier. What if everybody got a card? Then what kind of society do we have?
Makes it moot.
What about if we just said, hey, you do if you need to pee or if you need to use the restroom, go do it.
A good friend of
Wherever
mine.
there's a restroom.
I'll tell you why, because, and this is only from working at McDonald's in the mid-'90s in downtown Ann
It
Arbor.
always comes back to
There-
McDonald's.
Well, that's where I worked for a long
By the way,
long
can we
time.
talk about the
That's
big
also
arch?
why people have to go to the bathroom.
Huh?
Go ahead.
No, I was
McDonald's.
just going to say there were a lot of people that abused those restrooms with drugs and making drug transactions in there. So you didn't want just anybody and everybody going.
I guess you could do the European model. The first time I was in Amsterdam, and it's like this in other parts of Europe, I got off the train coming from the airport. I get downtown.
Is this to
and
buy
I-
more beans?
I have to use the restroom. This isn't that long ago. And I didn't have any coins or cash or whatever. And I realized God, you got to pay to open the damn door to get into the restroom.
Yes.
I'm like, oh my God!
But you get that money back.
You do, but you're sitting there holding it.
Yeah, but when you just get into a new country, you're not.
and you're not prepared
now,
for it.
Now you could have euros.
And then
I
you're
guess.
trying not to dribble down your leg. You're like, oh, I need a coin. Oh, God, I got it. Whatever. So we could do that model, right? Is that what you want?
Yeah, why not? I'm
So-
just saying.
Make every public urinal.
I understand why every restroom in like an urban downtown area would not want to have everybody in there.
Well, here's the bigger.
I get it.
Here's the bigger issue that I think people don't get, and that's if the larger stall is open, do you use it? And I'll tell you before you answer why you should be careful about this. I have a good friend who's quadriplegic, also an amazing athlete, which is a whole nother story. But he tells me, I would rather that you park in a handicap parking spot than use the big stall, because he's like, I can drive around the parking lot all day looking for a spot. That's no problem. I can do that. But when I got to go, I got to have the big room. And if you're in there doing your hair or your nails or rubbing one out or whatever, he's like, that's not, I can circle the lot a couple times. I got to get in there.
Rubbing one out.
I whatever you do, I don't know. You're in Amsterdam, you said, with some coins.
Why does that pop into his head?
He's a creep.
I mean,
I don't know.
Well, wait a second. Let me just for people that may not half the population out there that may not be in that situation, have a chance to go in that bathroom. The big stall is usually the one closest to the sinks or the urinals, so you're more exposed. So you're going into the big stall to do that?
I'm saying you are. I'm not.
You are brazen.
Yeah, you
You are
Amsterdam
brazen.
drug mule and urinating no money freak.
What?
Unbelievable. But so
What are we talking about?
so people, I think, see that big stall. They say, yeah, I'd like to have stretch out a little bit, because sometimes those stalls are very constricted.
What if nobody else is in there?
That's what I'm saying. You don't know if some guy's going to come in there who needs it.
What if you don't? Nobody else is in there waiting, and it's a matter of you defecating yourself or peeing your pants. Do you sit there and not use that open stall and then make a mess?
I would argue that you should leave it open, because if you're having a blowout and this guy comes in, he's screwed. Whereas you could have painted the walls in a tiny stall.
So you could just sit there. No, I'm saying that every other stall is full.
I think you should wait.
What do you do, Mark?
Well, I mean, I guess
You go to the big stall, don't you?
Yeah, he
No, I
parks
don't-
his,
you know what? I don't
he
like-
parks
I don't
his
like the
van in the big stall.
I was just thinking as he was talking about this, I don't like the big stall. There's too much room in there.
And it's
Does that make sense? It's
It's
kind of weird.
You probably want to be in the corner, tucked
what-
away.
you have,
right?
Fuck yeah, I don't want anyone bugging me.
Exactly.
But I also don't want to be in a room that's in a room, right? It's just so huge in there. It's like 10 by 12.
Have you ever
you
been
have
in
agoraphobia in the men's room?
No, what if you need, I don't know. I want the walls close.
So
have you ever been in a stall?
You're not like Costanza where you take your clothes off
take
and you
my
lay
shirt
them
off.
out so
Yeah,
you can.
uh-huh.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Sure.
Have you ever been in a stall and all of a sudden there's noises coming from either
Oh
side?
my God, all the time.
Or somebody starts talking to you.
Yeah. Well, it's
Yeah,
like
it's hilarious.
Austin Powers, It's like, hey, we're going to get through this.
I don't want to have a conversation with anyone, but I will laugh my ass off in a bathroom if someone's ripping one.
Yeah, no, I always.
Because honestly, why would everybody stay, like, if it's crowded and someone's letting out all those noises? How do you not laugh? If anything, it breaks the tense situation. Whatever creep is doing that.
I've had guys ask me for toilet paper underneath. Hey, can you roll
Really?
me some of your
It's
toilet
another
paper today?
Seinfeld situation.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Spare
you
a
can
square?
spare a square. Yeah, no, that's one of those things where I always resist the temptation to say hey, good one, or
I just laugh.
like I'm breathing over here. Can you save that for
No,
the?
you should compliment. I don't know how you don't laugh at yourself if you do it.
No, but I know certain people who would not hesitate to go in and say, "Hey, you getting on yourself?" They'd be doing play by play, which I think takes a certain kind of personality. But I'm always
the card might help in that too. If somebody asked me now for something, I'm just going to flash the card underneath and say, "Hey, I need all this toilet paper myself."
I like the idea of just making up a bunch of cards for very specific situations. Like
that's when you need to be sitting next to the magician. The guy just pulls all the hankies out of his pockets,
the
like I
never-ending
got you
hanky.
covered here. Don't worry about it. But no, that would be
Well, you all right?
Yeah, I'm all right.
that would be embarrassing if you were in there and somebody's giving you
I thought you were going to say something.
critiques.
Yeah,
like,
right.
Hey,
Or doing what you suggested people go in there to do.
yeah. Well, yeah. don't know about that. Although if
What,
you
George Michael?
It's funny that he wants all that room, though. You must.
no, I don't. I'm saying my friend.
He wants the big stall.
I never thought about that. Yeah, I
You're
thought
afraid you're going to bang your
why
elbows
do
on
you
the
want- why do
aluminum
you need all
walls.
that
or what?
room?
Yeah.
the only
Are your
thing,
elbows out and you're hitting the?
You need to spread out.
some of those stalls are. I'm over 6 feet tall. Some of those stalls are very claustrophobic, but I'm usually running somewhere like changing from work clothes to
So
because you're late.
you need room for your suit.
to uniform.
To hang
you
your
know,
suit.
like I'm going to go play soccer. I need to change into my gear. So that big room, you can kind of spread
and you
yourself
got
out.
to have somewhere to put your sport coat.
But now I always think about that.
I got you.
Yeah, and there's a hook. Sometimes there's a hook for your backpack.
And you keep a tie too, right? Does that involve self
Do
asphyxiation?
you use the family? Do you use the family bathroom?
autoerotic asphyxiation. No, I don't. That's not among my.
Yes, no wonder he
vices.
wears a tie, so he can hit the stall and
Choke himself.
Choke himself.
Well, okay, so Shawn once again
The truth is out.
has taken his I've got to pee and derail the show card out. But we have to get back to this.
What show? I mean, where were we going?
Well, we were talking about some important urination, and so I wanted to make this international because we do have some overseas listeners, and I thought this was a good time to talk about this teacher in New Zealand who got in trouble for filming videos of herself urinating in her classroom. Did you hear about this?
Do we want to?
Yeah,
I think
do.
so.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
This is.
I'm gonna, here. Let me flash my card.
This puts
I
the,
gotta get out here.
Is it
for a
one that
second.
just says fingers in the ear?
Yeah,
You don't have to listen to something.
This puts the awkward in Auckland. A New Zealand teacher who filmed herself urinating in classrooms and on a student's hat before posting the explicit videos online blamed her actions on extreme anxiety, not urinary tract infection, which would have been my number one choice. But Lisa Marie Edmondson had been doing this for several years. The deputy principal was alerted to her videos by a member of the public who recognized the classroom. A bunch of people saw it on TikTok and were laughing about it. And they noticed, oh, wait a minute, we know where that's happening. And so searches of pornographic websites then revealed an account belonging to Edmondson, which had uploaded more than 30 videos.
Nice.
And she was ultimately caught because one of the students recognized their hat that had been tinkled on.
I mean, she belongs in a different kind of room, right? Clearly,
What? She
Maybe-
has anxiety.
with a little padding.
Maybe that big
Don't-
room.
Don't shame her.
I'm not shaming
Yeah.
her.
She has a
Mark-
disability. It's anxiety.
Mark is very big on you gotta let your kink flag fly.
I don't kink shame.
Yeah, but not in a public school with kids, right? I mean, you
Where the kids see it happen.
kink all you want, but
Maybe the hat sucked.
film it just for you, right? And not in maybe the classroom.
Well, I'm going to do you one better, Elric, because there's a story closer to home of a very similar situation.
wait. Let me guess.
What?
It either takes place here or in Florida.
Florida. Always Florida.
Always Florida.
Sunshine laws,
I usually
baby.
think Texas, but yeah, Florida's pretty weird too.
Well, it's usually Florida or Ohio. Ohio's got
Oh,
a lot
really?
of weird shit going on. It does. Totally does. But
It's all those McDonald's.
you know why there's so many Florida stories? It's because of their
a
sunshine.
big state.
The
Oh.
sunshine laws. right?
Oh, public records, yes.
It's huge down there.
Yeah.
So you get to hear every wacky story. They have people that just scour, looking for weird stories. So there's a Florida woman. She's 31 years old. She damaged more than $3,000 worth of property in multiple Airbnbs because she urinated on them. She was filming herself urinating on it and sending it up to porno sites.
So she was an entrepreneur. Okay.
Yeah, at least she's making money for
Okay.
it.
Well,
An
that's all right.
Airbnb owner filed a criminal mischief complaint against this woman in middle of March after she received information that she had urinated on a number of items in her property. The owner also reported that there was a strong smell of urine in the home,
Oh,
which means she did it a lot or it was really funky.
yeah, that ammonia was not from the cleaning crew.
The owner found that an antique Crown Royal chair, a rug, a typewriter, 4 dining room chairs, a coffee maker, a bed, a television, a record player, a toaster, electric fireplace have all been ruined according to the police report. Also, she could, make her art and upload it to an adult website.
I presume the electric fry was not plugged in when this happened because that would seem to be a self-policing type of situation.
I love Airbnb. This kind of behavior has no place at an Airbnb. It's like that kind of behavior has no place anywhere. Here's the worst. Let me see if I can show you the picture of her off this printed thing. She's kind of cute.
Not bad. Not bad.
Cute.
I stayed at an Airbnb, one of the worst Airbnbs I've ever stayed at in Denton, Texas. and one of the house rules was no filming in here. No parties and no filming.
Yeah.
And the place was empty. It was like a serial killer place where there was no furniture, really, no nothing. The kind of place that would be easy to clean after you dismembered somebody. And that's exactly what occurred to me after I was like, oh, they don't want people to shoot porn here.
Yeah,
that's why there's no
totally.
filming.
Why Airbnb? I mean, do you prefer Airbnbs to a hotel?
Not now, because they this place was a shithole and they wouldn't refund our money. So I'm down on Airbnb. But
Much prefer hotels.
No, I'd rather stay in a neighborhood. In fact,
Why?
I'm working on a trip. Well, because in a neighborhood, you walk out your front door and there's street life. There are people who live there, whereas hotels tend to be in more commercial districts, high traffic areas, places that are maybe a little more commercial or touristy. Whereas if I'm staying in somebody's house or apartment in a neighborhood, I kind of feel like I'm a part of what's going on there. I can go to the little coffee shop down the street, maybe go to the
Sometimes
the
I'd
newsstand,
rather
or for Shawn, the tobacconist.
Wouldn't you rather be
pick up
catered to
something?
as a visitor?
No. In
Really?
fact, we're booking a place right now, and one of the reasons why we want to have
A place where you can film. I
a
assume.
residence. Well, it's got a big bathroom. You can take that where you will. But one of the reasons we want a place that's not a hotel is there's 3 guys staying there.
Oh, well, that's different if you have a lot of people.
And so we want to hang out somewhere. We want to have a living room to hang out on.
All you need is a large stall. Why do you need an Airbnb?
I mean, there's a bar in a lot of hotels. You could just go down there and hang out.
Bars aren't open around the clock, and they usually want you to drink. Whereas I'm not sure.
There's common areas in a hotel. Just saying.
Yeah, I know.
And
but-
then when you're tired, you can go. I'm going upstairs. I'm going to sleep.
yeah.
Then you don't have everybody making racket in the house. Just saying.
Yeah, common area. I don't control the TV. I don't control who else is there. I can't go down there in my socks and underwear.
Sure
or at
you
least you're
can.
not supposed to.
And take your phone and film it.
It sounds like what's
Put
the
it
name
up
of
on a
that?
site.
What's that?
Middle-aged white guys in boxers with their
Windsor.com.
junk hanging out in the Marriott courtyard. There's got to be a site for that somewhere, right? Lobby.
I think there is, and
It sounds like you're searching.
there's a good chance,
Just
depending
search
on
it.
when you go there, it could rain on you.
I just love the fact that he wants to go down to hotel lobbies in his underwear and socks.
No, I don't.
probably would.
That's
Yeah,
what
he
I'm
would.
saying. But I would do that
You
in my
should.
house.
And a T-shirt. As long as you wear a T-shirt, I think you're good.
It have to be a very long T-shirt. But when you go to an Airbnb, it's like you're staying in a house.
But you're not. You're staying in someone else's house. It's weird. And then they have all these rules for you.
Well, but
And then maybe they
That's
don't
the
wash
other
their
thing, too.
sheets.
Exactly. Why do I have to clean up after myself at the place? You know
well,
what I
you
mean?
don't. You throw in a pile in the.
Yeah, you know
bedroom.
you do at a hotel, you just leave.
Well, you're supposed to throw all your stuff in a pile in the bathroom, all your towels and everything.
Yeah, but not your sheets and your
But
blanket.
you leave those at the end of the bed.
There's just way too many
To help
rules.
housekeeping.
You pull them all off?
Yeah, I try and help the housekeeping. I mean, I don't undress the bed, but I leave the comforter on the floor so they don't have to.
So they'll trip
Messing
over
with
it. Oh,
that.
that's nice.
Yeah, it's a trap.
So they have to pick it up when they're vacuuming.
So they can get to my $2 tip.
Another person to.
Yeah.
Would you? Well, you probably leave that $2 on the pillow, right?
No.
Where you've taken the mint.
No.
Well, I have another story for you. That
I don't
kinda,
stay in place where they give you mints. I don't have that free press sports writer travel budget like
Well, they
you
don't
do.
really give mints out anymore, do they? I don't remember the last time I saw.
I
a mint
don't even
around.
think you get a Gideon Bible.
Well, maybe you're not opening your drawers.
Well, I'm not wearing them into the lobby. I'll tell you that.
You should.
Not like you Ann Arbor sex fiends. Your
I
big
have,
stalls.
I have another story that goes along the line of all this. A Springfield neurologist was slapped with 5-year probation after fellow employees at the hospital saw him doing what inside his office?
Power washing the windows with his
No.
urine.
What? Tell us.
Masturbating.
Oh,
The doctor was masturbating. Here's the best part.
But it was his office, right?
This is very interesting that you're bringing up that line of thinking.
there
Why?
is an expectation of privacy in an office, even in a commercial building.
At the time of the incident, the doctor was alone in his locked administrative office. He was standing beside his work table across the room from a window. So he was so in the moment, he was able to lock his office, but didn't realize
He
that there's a
forgot to
window.
pull the blinds.
Yes.
He's pulling something else.
A cancer center employee said that she saw him standing partially undressed in the center of his office, facing the window, this penis in one hand and his cell phone in the other. Unfortunately, about 20 other people saw him doing it too from the cancer center, which probably happened because everyone's like, "Oh my God, come here, check this guy out."
Dr. Tubin is at it again.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just like Jeffrey Tubin.
Oh,
but
Lubin with
all he gets is
Tubin.
5-year probation. So, no harm, no foul.
He
right?
could have just taken a Xanax, right? Same thing.
He could have just not masturbated,
No,
Or
but
if he'd been a urologist, could he say he was doing research?
or if he had a card that allows him because he's got some kind of condition.
oh, is that the next step?
Come
I
full
mean-
Allowed to
circle.
masturbate
I mean,
anywhere.
instead of
everywhere.
taking pills, right? Just
So
I just like this idea. This guy was so into it, he forgot about the window, and that someone across the street would actually see him.
damn. Yeah, that's
did he think he had the film on the outside of the windows that kept you from seeing in?
No, I think he was just really into what was ever on his phone.
Yeah, you're
maybe
probably
a
right.
film on the inside.
Oh,
of
yeah,
the window.
maybe he was really into what was in his hand.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Well, from the people who have got hands everywhere, what about this dude, Mark? You were telling us that.
Wait, is this our Geek of the Week?
No. We're getting there.
Oh, okay.
Without the interruptions, we'll get there faster. That's what we say. Now, of course, you're the guy who can stop the car anywhere. I'm like, hey, if you have to pee, I'm going to turn this car around. You're like, actually, you have to stop because I have this card. You kind of got some godlike powers now. We were talking before the show. I was like, I really want to know more about this quadriplegic cornhole murderer.
Oh, yeah.
But I didn't want to talk about it because I couldn't figure out how you throw a cornhole bag if you're quadriplegic. And Mark said, I know all about it. So,
Well, thankfully, ESPN once did a little piece on the guy. Here he is. There he is, because he's a professional cornhole player.
Is a daily driver. I believe that God put me on this planet for one reason. Everybody's got their reasons for being here, but my reason, I feel like...
So he's not,
Okay.
I think when you think quadriplegic, you think no arms,
so
no
he
legs.
has
but
extremities. He just doesn't
up
have
until
hands
the elbows
and feet.
and knees. Yeah.
have the sense of I can go out there and do anything I put my mind to.
So
I mean,
they
pretty
say, I wanna go
uplifting
out
story,
and-
right? The guy...
bowling. He's got a crossbow.
Yeah, does a lot of outdoor stuff. And like he said, I don't know if you could hear it, but he said
I can do anything I put my mind to,
he had an infection at birth,
including
right?
murder.
That's why they had to amputate it. Yeah, so he's in a car arguing with the driver. He's in the shotgun, ironically, in that position, and arguing with the driver. There's two guys in the back, and he shoots the driver and kills him. And then he goes, hey, guys, can you help me get this body out of here and hide it to the two people in the back of the car? And they're like, no, we're not going to do
Was
that.
the car moving at the time?
I don't think so. It doesn't sound like it.
Because that seems unwise.
But so, you have two witnesses that kind of call it out to say, yeah, no, this guy shot that guy. But the police were just totally stumped as to how.
Is that some sort of
What a bad
joke?
choice of words
Yeah.
that was. Sorry about that. But no, they could not figure out, like, how does this guy fire a gun and kill somebody?
Well,
So
yeah,
they-
he does not have fingers or toes to pull a trigger. He cannot manipulate a machine with digits.
No. So they went to his YouTube channel and they found this video. There he is with a 9mm. I mean, pretty good shot.
So he must have a nub that he can get in the trigger guard.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's not like a finger, but it's enough to get in there and pull it. Isn't that crazy?
Well, I mean, shooting the driver of a car is kind of crazy from
That's
the
what I
rip,
mean. But I
mean,
like that he got busted because he posted this onto his YouTube channel.
But wouldn't the people in the back seat have said, there were four of us in the car, one of us shot one of us, it wasn't me and it wasn't Larry, so it must be the guy in the front seat without any arms or legs? Did these eyewitness accounts not convince the police?
Well, no, I think they were just still kind of, could not perplexed as to like how did this guy do this? Because looking at him, you wouldn't think that he'd be able to fire a gun.
And I presume
now,
he
when
denied it.
When you know more about him and how he's been this way since birth, he can do a lot of things that any able-bodied person can do. So,
And they didn't dust him for residue from firing the gun? I mean,
I don't know. They might have. I just like the fact that he put the evidence on his YouTube channel.
damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
So, all right. Well, he's not getting out
At least he
any
wasn't
jail.
masturbating.
I wouldn't put anything past this guy. He seems like he's got that kind of can-do American spirit that hopefully will serve him well when he gets in prison, if he is indeed convicted, because, of course, in this country, you are innocent until proven guilty.
Most likely.
I want to tell you a little bit about some other things that maybe on the lighter side of the show. We want to encourage you to call Luke Nowacki and Pinnacle Wealth Strategies if you want to make a plan for the future. I mean, if you're planning to shoot somebody in the front seat of your car, don't bother saving because it's
Well,
just
you need
gonna,
a lawyer.
It's just going to go to the lawyer, yeah. And if you If you don't win, then it's an uncollectible debt. But if you do have a little more sense about you, you might want to call Luke. And maybe the last time you considered looking at your retirement assets, JV was throwing smoke for the Tigers, and the Wings were a perennial playoff team. Now JV is back on the mound for the Tigers, and the Wings are making a playoff push, although they're making it hard. It might be time to give your retirement future another look, too. Call or text Luke Nowacki at 248-663-4748. That's 248-663-4748 for assistance to determine if your assets are aligned with your goals. Because when you call Luke, he'll make it all about you, sweetheart.
Securities and investment advisory services offered through Mosaic Wealth. Inc. member FINRA SIPC. Mosaic Wealth. Inc. is separately owned, and other entities and or marketing names, products, or services referenced here are independent. Mosaic Wealth. Inc.
Of course, our other sponsors are those of you, our soulmates, who are watching the show, and lots of good stuff to watch this week. For as little as $5 a month, you might want to think about signing up. You'll also get our bonus episode. But we have a new sponsor. This is a product that, we believe in all our sponsors, and we've been supporters of DCFC from the beginning. They're now one of our sponsors, and I'm pleased to report that they beat the Michigan Rangers in the first round of the U.S. Open Cup. And they will be playing the Charleston Battery at 4 p.m. this Saturday at Keyworth Stadium. This is Buck Beer Night, folks. So from 2:30 to 4 p.m., if you get to Keyworth, you can get beer for $1. So get those in before the game starts. They also have an Amici's Pizza Party Pack deal that you can get on the website.
Wait, Amici's of Berkeley, Michigan?
They have one in Hamtramck and also in Southwest Detroit. It's great
Love
pizza.
That place, yeah.
Have you ever gotten the extra large one, the huge one? It's like the size of a wagon wheel.
No, but I want one.
It's amazing. It's fantastic. And unlike those extra large pizzas, even the dough in the middle is cooked.
Nice.
Sometimes you get them and you're like, they got to work out this baking thing.
Tell me more.
Anyways, you can get that along with tickets to the game at Det City FC. That's DETCITYFC.com. So check that out. And if you want to join me and some of our fellow listeners, you can catch DCFC take on the Flint City Bucks on April 1st at 7:30 p.m. This is the second round of the U.S. Open Cup. That's right. The boys from Flint are playing the boys from Detroit at Don Batchelor Field in downtown Grand Blanc. This is a beautiful new stadium. There are going to be thousands of people there. It's going to be a ton of fun, and you can get tickets at tickets.uslleague2two.com. We'll have a link to that on our website. But here's what I want to offer you as listeners. If you become a soulmate, we have 5 of these packages available. If you become a soulmate, we will send you 4 tickets free to the game. Or if you are someone who suggests a song for room 7609, we will also offer you tickets to the game. Get that into us, and we will send you tickets. And if you are one of the folks who gives us feedback and you'd like to go to the game, send us some feedback. The first 5 people we hear, the first 5 soulmates, the first 5 people who send us 7609 suggestion, the first 5 people who send us some feedback, any combination of those equal 5, we're going to send you tickets to the game, and we look forward to seeing you at Don Batchelor Field on the 1st, and of course at Keyworth this Saturday when your DCFC LaRouge take on the Charleston Battery.
Oh man, the geeks have inherited the earth.
Did I do that?
What a dork.
Does him wanting to play with us again mean that he's turning into a geek, or we're turning into cool guys?
So I was going to make Jack Hughes the Geek of the Week for insisting that he get back the golden goal puck because he was mad that it went to the Hockey Hall of Fame and all this other crap and became kind of a big deal. But then he said he didn't really care that much.
And why was he so mad?
Well, that's kind of what I think. 'Cause I think he got some pushback, and then he kind of chilled out. But I mean, how do you guys feel about that? We see these guys with the 500th home run, or they hit more home runs than anybody else, or they have this moment, and somehow the ball, the puck, the whatever ends up in the crowd, and they want it back. Do you think that they're entitled to that? I mean, this puck was scored by Jack Hughes, so certainly he was involved. But this was really about the USA Olympic team. This is really bigger than him. So why shouldn't that puck be someplace where everybody who wants to see it can enjoy it?
I thought I flashed my card to get out of Geek of the Week.
What a jerk.
We just noticed a puddle forming. So
Well, usually if an athlete,
give it up. It's bigger than you. How about, there you go. What about Mark?
But if you're an athlete and you want something, usually you would trade it. Like I don't know, his jersey would go to the Hockey Hall of Fame, or half of his tooth would go there. There's usually a trade to be made. It's
Plus, somebody passed him the puck, right?
What he should have done was gone and found the puck after he scored.
So it's not just him.
Gross Points on Zach Werenski, I believe.
It doesn't happen without
former Wolverine.
Well, that's right, and this is the other funny thing about it is, guess where it is? It's in the Hockey Hall of Fame in Canada, where I think they would say, "Get this puck out of here, eh? We're sending it back."
Oh, well, maybe now I want him to have it. I didn't know that.
Or we're sending it back.
Well, that's where the Hockey Hall of Fame is.
There's not a U.S. Hockey Hall of Fame?
I've been there. Actually.
There is in Edina, Minnesota, I think.
Why doesn't it go there?
I don't know. Maybe he wanted to liberate it.
I've been to the Hockey Hall of Fame in where's it at? Toronto.
Yeah,
I've been there too.
It's an old bank.
It's really nice.
It is nice.
I actually find it a little underwhelming. It seems like it's
of course you do.
This massive collection of jerseys.
Why don't you go?
But they have Neil Peart's drum kit, which is fucking sweet.
You know why you found it underwhelming? Because you were tired because you were staying in an Airbnb and you didn't get any sleep.
And you had to go. You had to head downtown instead of staying there.
You had a list of chores to do before you could leave the Airbnb.
You know what,
and
Shawn?
You were tired. And this is underwhelming. I got to get out of here.
You just inspired me. In room 7609, we're going to have Underwhelmed by Sloan, the great Canadian punk band.
We're not going to do that segment.
Okay.
There's one huge advantage to an Airbnb I just thought about, is that you do have access to laundry if you want to wash your stuff, right? So you can pack
stay
less.
in a residence inn.
Huge when you're traveling.
Yeah.
You're traveling for 2 weeks.
If you had a family, sure.
Half as many drawers.
But if it's just me, I'm not staying, or me and a couple of guys, I'm not staying at an Airbnb.
Okay. Well,
keep me near the action.
Because Shawn flashed his no room 7609 card, we are going to skip room 7609 this week under protest, but since I had a flat tire, I'm not in a position to be lording over the plebes here. Please send your feedback. Send your suggestion for a song. mlsouldetroit@gmail. If you're one of the first 5 people to become a soulmate, to send us a song suggestion and a story, or to send us some feedback, we will send you to the Flint City Bucks versus Detroit City FC on April 1st at Don Batchelor Field in downtown Grand Blanc. This is where we would thank our donors, but because they want to keep Shawn happy and keep the show moving around, nobody's giving us any money, so I guess that's a shame. But you can make a one-time donation. Go to mlsoulofdetroit.com, hit Venmo, hit PayPal, give us a bump, or you can become a soulmate. Again, for as little as $5 a month, you get all kinds of great stuff that I won't talk about because Shawn's giving me that look. And soulmate, you know exactly what I'm talking about because you can see it. It's frightening. It's chilling. It would make you confess if he had you locked in a room. If only to get out alive and dry. And
I was just listening.
Oh, okay. IK says, ML and Shawn. Nice.
What about Mark?
That's all right, I recused
What
myself.
about Mark?
You and your professional peers in Lansing, Detroit have won journalism awards uncovering corruption at the highest levels, from judges to doctors to politicians. Actually, this I think is going to apply to Mark more than anybody else as a sporting man. Why do we, and especially you journalists, continue to pretend sports referees are beyond reproach? I do not gamble, and I have no connections to St. John's University. The second half of the St. John's and Kansas men's basketball game on Sunday, sending this note right after the game ended on St. John's buzzer beater, was the most disgusting attempted rigging of a hoops game I have ever watched. Referees did everything they could to give Blue Blood Kansas a comeback and the win. This comes a week after St. John's got screwed with the lowly number 5 seed of the NCAA tournament. Seems like some powerful forces are against Coach Rick Pitino and or the St. John's basketball program. Stay well.
I just want to point this out.
Isaac and
St. John's was
Westbrook.
favored in that game by 4.5 points. Don't ask me why I know that. So that last, interchange where there were some questionable fouls didn't really affect the line. But Shawn, aren't all officials and referees reviewed
Sure
and graded? And the better you're graded, the bigger games you get, which means the more money you make. I mean, it's
absolutely
pretty much a reward system, right?
Absolutely, and they're not perfect.
No.
I mean, he's right. They make mistakes.
But they probably are not paid so much that if somebody offered him a king's ransom to throw a game, that they wouldn't take it.
No, and it was,
we've seen refs who
Tim
shaved.
Donaghy, right? People
Yeah,
will always
exactly.
point, but just because Tim Donaghy, and I think there's one other guy, I can't think of his name, but just because
There's a soccer ref, wasn't there?
Well, I'm just talking about basketball.
basketball,
Just because they did it doesn't mean every official is doing it. They're going to make mistakes, as evidenced by the fact that we have 30-minute reviews in the middle of the last 2 minutes of the game that takes forever.
Not only that, Patino's. I mean, Kansas is good for business, I guess, in a way. They've got a lottery pick of one of the most talented players in college basketball.
They're a brand.
And then they're a
Well,
brand.
they have it for now.
But Patino's.
He'll be in Ann Arbor next year.
No, he'll be in the NBA next year.
Okay.
But Patino is good for business too, in a way, right? So.
Yeah.
Well, he's certainly a compelling story, but he definitely is not what I would call one of the most lovable coach. When you're thinking about rule-breaking coaches, I got to cheer for Bill Self or Rick Pitino. Shit.
Rick Pitino
Next.
is probably the best coach of at least my generation.
Well, look what he's done with St. John's.
I don't even think in Iona, everywhere he's gone.
Yeah.
No,
Maybe Jay Wright would come close.
Yeah, Jay Wright's. Yeah,
but I don't think there's a better one than Pitino.
Pitino's pretty good.
And really good restaurant fornicator. What?
Yeah.
What happened?
Yeah. Didn't he
Did he pay for an abortion too?
No, I think didn't he borrow the restaurant owner's keys so he could finish screwing his coach's wife there and let himself out?
Yeah.
And then
Didn't take long. I'm just saying. I mean, that's part of the record. They did not. The dalliance didn't take that long.
Wow. Well, maybe he was on the shot clock.
Plus, I can't remember who.
He's trying to get that shot off before the buzzer.
I can't remember once who pointed this out, but I can't look at him and not think it. But he looks like a vampire. Doesn't he look like a vampire?
He does not seem to have spent a lot of time outdoors. In fact, he reminds me a lot of the.
Neither of us.
But his hair, the way he dresses,
I mean, that's pretty funny coming from us three pasty dudes.
I'm mostly.
Look at Paterno.
I'm Irish,
looks like a
Scottish, and
vampire.
Hungarian. If I go outside, I'm going to incinerate.
Mark has a little tiny color, but you and I, man, oof.
Yeah, no.
Hey, I have another
Chalky brothers.
I have another issue that just popped in my head because the reviews in basketball, because I watch a lot of basketball. It's been driving me up a wall how long it's taking to end these games. Florida and Iowa in particular took a long time, and Florida got a free timeout, which didn't matter because they lost. But did you watch the Michigan-Ohio State hockey game by any chance, the Big Ten championship game?
No.
Or were you?
I did not. Because
I assumed you would have been because you would have been rooting just for Michigan to lose.
I expected to watch that game in East Lansing, and when it didn't happen, I made other plans.
Michigan goes up 6-3. There's a minute left. They score an empty netter. And Ohio State calls for a review of offsides, and it took 10 minutes.
Oh.
In a game with a minute left, they're down 3 goals. And they won. I mean, they won the review, and then Michigan got another empty netter to win 7-3. But I'm sitting there going, why the fuck are they reviewing this? They've lost. They've clearly lost.
6-3 with a minute left is tough.
They've lost. Give me a break.
Maybe they just wanted to spend more time in Ann Arbor because they realize as Buckeyes, their whole lives have been a lie, that really they'd be better off if they were Wolverines, and they just wanted to enjoy that time amongst their alternate reality.
Better arena.
One of the great arenas in all hockey, no question about that. Even I can't take that away from your Big Ten tournament champion Michigan Wolverines hockey team.
Good for you.
Oh, upstanding of you.
Good for you.
I'm a righteous man. Well, I see Shawn is
just ask you,
and a handsome man, if I may add.
Shawn has just flashed his new card that he's got there. It just says, "Let's go," and we have to respect that. So until next week, we turn to our friend Cyrus. Don't park in the handicap spot. Don't use the big stall. Don't get in Shawn's way if he's in an airplane. Just take us out.
Can you dig that? Can you dig it? Can you dig it?
ML Eric was my friend. Me? Well, they call me Shawn. It is good a name as any for a gypsy. I am a fiddler, and I have many things in my pack. There is not much of which I am proud, but there is one thing I can call ML Eric my friend.